Hi guys, I haven't done a long form video in quite a while. Life happens. But definitely, over the summer, there was a program that came on, Love Island USA. This was season 4. I have watched Love Island season 1, season 2. It was a captive audience because it was during the pandemic and there's nothing else to watch, and it was live, and there was something happening in Vegas on a roof, and it was very interesting. Watched it, enjoyed it. Season 3, I don't know. I tried to watch it, but I fell off at some point. But season 4, for some reason, probably for a bit of nostalgia, I decided to watch it, and it brought me in. It was a very good OG cast that was brought in, and this OG cast, I thought, definitely brought a bit of character, brought a bit of twists and turns, brought a bit of emotion, a lot of different things. And I thought that the show moving from Paramount to Peacock was probably good. I think Peacock took more risks, and I think Peacock did a bit more of cast member development and all of that stuff. So I think it was fantastic. I don't want to spoil the season as to who won or that, because it would be very hard not to, because there is a massive Reddit community of almost 50,000 people on that Reddit community that while the show was going on, were pretty much engaged, like seriously engaged, and definitely looking, play by play, psychoanalyzing, arguing, a bit more of an intelligent discussion, I would think. Twitter, I think it's more shock value. People make, these statements, and sometimes they're just meant for shock value. But definitely, I think this cast was the OG cast was very good. You had, it was diverse, and what I found was a mix of personalities. And sometimes, you watch these shows and you wonder, here are these extremely attractive young people, and you wonder why they're still single. And that's one of the things that, as you watch on, you'll find out that they're single for different reasons. Now, I'm not faulting the 21, 22, and 23-year-olds. They're young. They're just starting out life. But those that are approaching closer to 30, there are a bit of red flags there, because a lot of times, an extremely beautiful woman by age 25 normally should be in either leaving a very long-term relationship or in a long-term relationship. I find that quite a few people were not in relationships for years and maybe having situationships and all of those things. And those things normally, for me, being a red flag. And I'm in my 40s, and when I was younger, I didn't know many people. I didn't know many people in situationships. And when people were in situationships, it was something bad. It was a married person with someone who was single, or it was a situation where people were having multiple relationships at one time. But this seems to be more common, and from this show you can see that the point of the show is to find a connection. And normally through watching this, I see how young people, it's not the greatest representative, but you can get an idea of how they think, and especially when it's extremely attractive young people, how they think, what qualities they value, how much the physical means to them, all of that stuff. And this season you definitely will see it. And not to spoil it, Casa Amor, which is like in the middle of the season, where basically they split the men and the women, and they bring in new men for the women, and they bring in new women for the men, and then you have to choose at the end. That was magical in this one. I think a lot of people discovered this, in Canada it's on Crave, I guess in the US it's on Peacock. When people discover this is going to be a good binge watch. I don't think it will be as fun as watching it live, because when you're watching it live, you have Reddit and you have Twitter and you have polls and you have all of that stuff. Although people in Canada can't participate in the polls, that's kind of sad. I want to think that in season 1 or season 2, people in Canada could participate, but no longer. But as I said, it was worth a watch for me, and definitely I maybe at a later date I may rewatch it to see if there's things that I missed. But it was a very good season, a good job Peacock, and especially doing the casting, and I think definitely it was a roller coaster ride. Thank you guys. I'm my review of Love Island season 4.